After the recent pullback that we saw in the altcoin market, the Rndr token has seen a very strong bounce, up 45% from just a week ago today. Now, in this episode of the Everything Crypto Show, I'm going to break down two upcoming catalysts that I believe will push this altcoin back to all-time high prices. Now, before we hop into the content, just a friendly reminder that I am not a financial advisor. I am simply here for your crypto news and entertainment purposes. And if you do enjoy the content, please consider hitting that sub and like button and turn that notification bell on so you can be notified when all of our latest videos go live on the channel. So we're going to get right into today's altcoin of discussion, and that is going to be the Rndr token. Now, if you've been with the channel for a while, you would know that we did start covering this alt on the channel last year. It is my personal favorite AI coin for this upcoming bull run. And since the beginning of last year, this thing has been an incredible performer. From its bottom at 40 cents, it's up about 2,400% from those lows, as it currently sits at just over $10. And if we actually measure it from its peak to trough at the moment, from that all-time high, it's down about 25%. So it's been an amazing performer. We did see it pull back here with the rest of the altcoin market, and it has seen a very strong bounce from that initial dip. And this coin really has just shown incredible strength. The pullbacks throughout this entire bear market, accumulation year, and the bull market that has begun have all been buying opportunities. And that is what we were saying about this coin when it was here at the bull market support band, wicking down to about the $6 range, once again bouncing off at about $7. And we are now back in the double-digit territory above $10. Now, there are two upcoming catalysts for this altcoin that I do want to cover in today's video. And both of them are they're coming up relatively soon. So the first thing we have is the NVIDIA earnings on May 22nd and Apple WWDC AI reveal on June 10th. So, just for some context, NVIDIA, I'm sure if you are invested in the stock market, even if you're not, you've probably heard about this stock. It has been pretty much the biggest story on Wall Street over the past year, and rightfully so. I mean, this stock from its lows in October of 2022 is up a whopping 720%. And this is not a small company. This is a company sitting at a $2.3 trillion market cap. So there's been a lot of attention on NVIDIA, and Rndr here has definitely flown under the radar from traditional finance investors, and it has destroyed NVIDIA in terms of the returns from its bottom, up about 2,400% compared to that 720%. However, I have noticed some correlation between the movements that NVIDIA and Rndr actually make, and a prime example of that would have been on their last earnings, where we actually saw NVIDIA gap up here on yet another earnings beat. And in and around that time, we actually saw Rndr go on a really nice run here with NVIDIA. So I think that if NVIDIA can beat on numbers again, that Rndr may move in tandem with this stock. And that's kind of been the pattern so far. So, I do expect if NVIDIA beats that will act as a bullish catalyst. The biggest AI crypto merger here, we spoke about these three projects merging into the ASI token. And we're going to talk about this, I think, in a separate video. I kind of want to talk about what this means for the Rndr network. Is the increased competition a risk to Rndr as a whole? That'll be for a separate video, but I do also want to focus on the Apple WWC AI reveal on June 10th, okay? So for some context here, while NVIDIA has been doing really well lately, Apple has been a laggard in the market. And a lot of people are really looking towards sort of like what they have going on in the AI sector to help prop the stock back up. I think Apple is very well aware of that. I would expect that they are going to have some sort of AI reveal at their WWC event. And it has been stated here by multiple different sources that it is going to have heavy focus on artificial intelligence. Now, we saw the WWC 2023 event last year. This happened on June 5th, and I vividly remember that leading into this event, the Rndr token was running a lot, and that was in anticipation of some sort of announcement for Rndr and the Apple Vision Pro, which did end up coming to fruition. Apple didn't specifically mention Rndr, but on day one of the launch, the Rndr app Otoy was available in the Apple App Store for the Vision Pro. We saw some cool spatial content being created. And yeah, Rndr saw a huge run based on the hype for this event. Okay, we basically saw it go from, give or take, let's say like 98 cents when the hype started, all the way up to about $2.93. So about a 3x there for this token based on that news. Not really the news, just the anticipation of the event going into June. And then we did see it here kind of top out in June, pull back, and then go on a monstrous rally again from $2 all the way up to $13. And this was just based on the anticipation of the Apple Vision Pro. Now, this year, all eyes are on AI, and we know that is something the Rndr network has been heavily focused on. So just like last year, I would expect once again that this token is going to run based on the hype for this event, based on the hype for the NVIDIA earnings. We know that the Rndr network does have connections with both NVIDIA and Apple through their work. And therefore, I do think that it will make a similar move to what it made last year. So here's the actual proof of what they had going on the Vision Pro. This was tweeted out here with the launch. You can kind of take a look at some of the different spatial content that was actually created using the Apple Vision Pro. And we saw their usage soaring around the same time. We know that, the Rndr network originally was created for content creation. They have recently transitioned into AI at a time which it has been a lot of hype and focus around AI in the market. So, I do think that once again, we will see that initial move up based on the WWDC event. So those are the two upcoming catalysts I'm looking for. Longer term, I do still remain bullish on this altcoin. I do just think that in the near term, especially given that recent pullback that we saw, that this does make for a very interesting trading opportunity based on the events coming up, based on the strong bounce off of the bull market support band. And we also have, Rndr not only approaching its all-time highs on its USD pair, but actually also on its Bitcoin pair. So to wrap things up, I do want to take a look at the chart because those are the two catalysts that I kind of wanted to talk about. So May 22nd, NVIDIA earnings, and June 10th, Apple WWDC AI reveal. Now, to take a look at the chart to wrap things up, we're going to take a look at its USD pair first. And the most important thing to me here is that we did see a bounce off the bull market support band. And more importantly, we saw it break back above its previous cycle all-time highs at $8.80. When we are below this previous all-time high, it should act as some heavy resistance. In fact, you can see here on the weekly that it broke below, held it as support again, it broke down the following week, and then boom, snapped right back above it. And this is a very important area of price action, the prior cycle all-time highs. So the fact that Rndr was able to show a lot of strength and basically get back above it and turn this move around within a week was a good look, and does remain to be a good look for the coin in my opinion. We could even see it pull back and back test it as support and then continue higher, and that would look super bullish as well for the coin. So on its USD pair, it looks good to me at the moment. And if you are going to kind of take a look at the potential returns on a run to back up to all-time highs, it's got about a 35% move ahead of it to get back up there. Now on its USD pair, on its Bitcoin pair, I'm seeing a lot of confluence between the Bitcoin chart as well as the USD chart, which, after I've looked at the USD chart, I think that the alt to Bitcoin chart is the second most important one to look at. And very similarly to how we actually saw the Rndr USD bounce off its bull market support band to break above prior cycle all-time highs, we are seeing it do the same thing on its Bitcoin pair. So bounce off the bull market support band over here, break above the prior cycle all-time highs over here. And if we take a look at how far it has to go to get back up to its all-time high on its Bitcoin pair, it's about a 26% move. So lots of similarities between these two charts. And when I see confluence and especially, strength on both an altcoin's USD chart and its Bitcoin chart, that is another bullish factor that I definitely do take into consideration. So let me know in the comments down below what you think about the Rndr network and its token. I do want to hear what you guys think about that. I know we've been talking about it for quite a while, so let me know what you think down below. And on that note, I hope you did enjoy the content in today's video. I hope you are all staying happy, safe, and healthy, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Peace out for now.